Figured it out. Hey, didn't do the flag, but we're live. Hey,
Hey everybody.
I don't know why.
My goodness. Welcome to the TTRPG. We're professionals. I'm your name. And I'm thrilled to have you join us for today's adventure. I'm not reading off a script. We're diving into another epic actual play of Progenitors, Bloodlines with my good friends who definitely know how to work OBS and all of the animations. Starting with Simon, who will introduce himself.
Hello, I play Wilm Fair. Little known fact about Wilm: he enjoys the outdoors, as befits a child of farmers. However, he has a tendency to slack off on bright, sunny days. You know, just not quite sunbathe, but just bask in the sunlight, which is a trait that he kind of transitioned over into his experimental, I guess, trials, where he got dosed with something that turned him into spliced his genes with a little, say, phoenix. I don't know if you can say that. Is that the real term? We don't know. We're still workshopping.
Oh, the real term in universe? I think we can use that term in universe. Why not?
Phoenix. Well, like the phoenix, I have risen from my slumber to join these boys and play along as Otto, the spidery being amongst the group. Just like Otto, I am always prepared for everything. But more about Otto, less about me. You see, Otto has, I guess he's made it his superpower to overthink things. And with a powerful mind such as his, it doesn't just result in like an anxiety disorder or anything. He's genuinely prepared himself for a plethora of situations, not necessarily to the point where he thinks he knows what to do in everything in every situation, but he knows how to parse through any amalgamation of information that would come his way, and he understands how to parse through it and come to either a decision or the semblance of a decision. And so it is going to be a rare instance that you find him completely off guard, even in the most insane of situations.
Unless you actually ask him about jazz.
One weakness.
So what I'm getting from that is that Otto is like Batman and he has contingency plans for all of us, basically. Just in case.
Good way to put it.
But unlike Otto, Tomas has no plans. He's kind of a go with the flow kind of guy. And I'm playing Tomas, and my name's Peter. And I missed last session, so today I've got 2 facts for Tomas. And the first one is kind of like a real fact. I was trying to think of a way that Tomas knows about plants, because it's on his character sheet. He's got all sorts of plant based skills. And so I was thinking that maybe his enclosure constantly was being changed out. The flora that they would put in there to make it jungle-esque, they often kind of changed it out, introduced new plant life into it to kind of get Tomas to be a little out of his comfort zone. So when he got tall canopies, they would put a bunch of small little shrubs. And so his hunting tactics and the way that he lived in the foliage would have to change. And it was meant as a physical test, but he also is kind of like a dog and a cat, and he just kind of eats all the vegetation, even if it's not meant for human consumption. And so he learned about which kinds of plants are good to eat and which kinds of plants are not good to eat. And over time, he just developed an affinity for plants.
Man, I can just imagine you're like, yeah, that one's poison.
Yeah. Yeah. Trial and error, you know, that's the way he does things. And I think we'll learn. We're in the process of learning that maybe that's not the best way to go about things. Fact number 2 is that plants aren't the only thing that Tomas likes to chew on. He bites his nails. All of them. That's the
You
second.
should say that for next time. Or just because you missed the session, you have to have two.
I'll have one for next session too.
Oh, them toenails, super dexterous.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Bird facts. I think I'm smiling.
He really wants to talk. He like hears you talking. He's like, me too.
It's just Mentor has a bug this week. He's just like, oh, sorry, I got to work through my code a little bit. My goodness, was an orphan before joining the station. I had a smile on my face the whole time because I was like, oh yes, more ammunition for me, the DM. It's hard to do something with bites his toenails, but was an orphan. We can do something with that for sure.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. For those of you who for those of you who weren't here, which is mainly Otto, I think, in the pre-show, I said I would start giving NPC facts from now on. So I think maybe I'll give little tidbits about NPCs that you've met. Potentially, maybe NPCs that you'll never meet again. So I could tell you a little bit more about them.
Kaylin.
Potentially like Kaylin. I don't know if Peter watched last episode and knows what happened. He's definitely going to find out now. But for this week's DM fact, I think that I just wanted to go over the Drill Hound. And I think a fun fact about the Drill Hound was that the original being that the Drill Hound was just like some sort of like regular like magical hound. It was like a magic like eating kind of like dog. Like it had like a more of like an amorphous type of like head made of energy, and they accidentally left drilling equipment kind of available where it kind of like dug out or escaped its enclosure and then fused with that drilling equipment and then became this kind of like monstrosity, and they kept it and studied it. So this was a complete accident. And it was not one of the experiments done, on purpose by the Prometheus handing the lab.
I love it.
That's a little fact about the Drill Hound. But without further ado, let's dive into this week's episode. And you can find any past episodes if you missed them at TheHexagonTTRPG over on YouTube. But last time on Dimensionauts, Progenitors, Bloodlines. I love how there's at least 2 colons in our campaign's title. We found most of our party forging ahead into the deep dark woods. This is a somewhat magical forest that we find ourselves in. The encampment with all of your genetic descendants basically are at the edge of the forest. They seem to be kind of starting to take care of themselves, setting up camps, setting up some sort of like shelters. And now the leaders have gone off into the woods because the leaders, you've proven yourselves to be quite a bit stronger than the regular members. And as you've headed off to go find where one of the leaders went missing, and he was pursuing some other people that were kind of lost or never came back. You found traces of exotic particles of another dimension, which led the only Dimensionaut among you to transform and adapt to this new area, transform into some sort of a crazy termite that can rip or eat holes in reality, causing kind of like mini wormholes to, with like some limited effects to appear. And you forged your way deeper into a sea of decay and silence that seems now, to your knowledge, to be an effect of this exotic matter, which is tainting or corrupting this area. Now, there was someone who was deeper into this, and that was Tomas. Tomas, well, you were gone last episode. I think that you had taken a short rest with your two companions. You were eating a little bit of sap. You were trying to recover a little bit, and then you were going to forge ahead. The last thing you remember as you forged ahead down this tunnel is that you suddenly got triggered with your emotions, and you felt one of the members of that missing party die. And I think as that event ripples towards you, your face that is on your forehead, what would happen to it in that instant?
That's an interesting thought. I don't necessarily know if I would have a reaction to that person die, or like I
Think
think
of
it
it
would
as like
partly be the
they like,
emotions of.
yeah, they like cast their emotions at you.
So right as they're dying, he's
Yeah.
getting their emotions.
And I think you feel a plea, right? Like a help me, like a save me kind of, and then it gets cut off.
I guess I would ask, like, what kind of emotion were they feeling right before they died? A plea, like, is that like a fear, or is it of like sadness?
Desperation,
Hmm.
a desperate plea for help, I think is what I would categorize that as.
Yeah. So maybe like a heart wrenching kind of sensation for Tomas. Um, Something that would stop him in his tracks, and he might need a moment to like regain his composure.
So you get stopped, and the face on your forehead though, does it make any sound? Does it change color? Is there anything that is reflected there?
I'm gonna say like the face, it kind of just goes like stark white because this has never happened to him before. It's just gonna go stark white, and the face is there's still gonna be the protrusion, but the face is gonna disappear. Like it's going inside of itself. Like
Right, and as you stagger and this happens, and Kaylin, what is wrong here? And right at that moment, as he turns, his body shields you as something drives through the wall and basically just cuts Kaylin in half. And as the blood kind of like sprays around, he's still touching you, and this time you feel that death happen right in front of you, and those feelings pass into your body as he's touching you physically, and you have that resonance with him. And all of a sudden, the entire tunnel is collapsing, and it all goes black.
what the fuck?
So we're gonna go back to the other party.
Okay. My boy.
Yeah, I think you just hear Sandriel scream basically, and that's the last thing you know.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. You stun locked Tomas. He's all right.
I think that you were both stun locked by something else happening. The rest of the party, we pick back up where we left off last time, which is there's blood, Kaylin's blood, that has been spilled here. Otto has ingested that blood and turned into Kaylin. you've thoroughly investigated, I think, this spot. I think that you know that there's a chance that he's dead. There's a path forward, more deeper into these tunnels. I think I said that there were 2 tunnels ahead.
2 tunnels.
Yeah, it basically branches out a little bit. You've been following this one winding tunnel that seems to be, more or less going deeper into the area. And now there's, one going much deeper, one staying more along the surface.
Well. The stranger that we met did motion to go deeper, as that was where it was safe. Perhaps the tunnel that seems to not go back up would be our option.
I guess the further away from the exotic matter that coats the field on top. But they had very curious signals, those spirits. Don't know if we had exactly deciphered them accurately or not.
This is true.
So might be to take it with a grain of salt.
I could attempt to scan through these memories that I have. They are unfocused, but perhaps they could point us to where this body went.
I think I forget if Wilm had been able to find. I think Wilm did find other drops of blood, because he went to go check the 2 like further ahead to see if he could find any like traces of passage or blood.
So you look a little bit ahead and there are no traces. And I think before you would have noticed, that there were traces of the 3 of them walking along. And now you don't see any traces.
Really, I feel like there was traces on it.
I don't remember. Even though it was a week ago, I don't remember that we had said that. All I wrote was that you found the blood belonging to Kaelin and that there were 2 paths ahead. And I remember you guys had scouted pretty well and you had found basically, above the board, you guys rolled really well and you found that there was no other traces of basically anyone being dragged away. There's only this break in the tunnel wall and it seems like whatever did this probably dragged or was the exit that your companions took.
I'm just remembering the last memory this form gave me was what felt like a death. So I don't think I will be able to parse through anything, though that will confirm to me that something else, if not someone else, cleaned this up, moved the body. Very curious. Perhaps the path that seems the least clean, the one with the least amount of little evidence, might be the path to take. We were looking for something, but perhaps let us look again, but for the lack of something.
Look for a lack of.
A light. Oh, well, we've got a source of light with us at all times. I don't know if it's a waste of time, but I would like to, instead of look for clues, look for the lack of clues. Look for, you know, you know what I'm getting at.
You're thinking outside the box. I see you.
Yeah, things have possibly been removed.
Isn't it hard to
Uh,
remove blood, though? I think.
Not that hard.
Hmm.
well, you can find out by watching him do whatever he's going to do, I suppose.
Perhaps I will shed this form and use my many eyes to look around for things that have been scrubbed or scraped or ripped out or
Yeah.
cleaned.
There were 2 cave-ins, I'm pretty sure you were saying last time. One, like the big one where we found like a splatter of blood that was Kalen's. And then further along, there was like a divot in the wall. And then a bit further than that, there was what looked like another cave-in. Like a smaller one.
Oh, there are two.
I don't remember that.
It was in last stream. It was in my notes. 'Cause that's where we ended. I brought my light further along to check it out.
Sorry, my brain is. I know. Okay, I know what I intended. Okay. So there's this big cave in with the blood. There's the secondary. It looks like something. The cave in area, right? It's like the tunnel is there, but there's like a hole through one side of the tunnel and a hole through the other side of the tunnel, right? So there's all debris inside. And it's basically it's like kind of like open-ish to the Sea of Decay that's out there, for like mulch that you can kind of move through very slowly and like dig into. The divot that's a little bit further down is the same thing, but it's only one entrance, and that entrance is much smaller.
Okay.
But there
it
still are no
looked like-
tracks.
okay. No, the divot you were saying, I was like, it looked like someone had like leaned into the wall and like formed that divot kind of thing.
That I have no recollection at all
Okay.
of there being that kind of.
Am I just able to dig in the cave in with my big ferocious mouth?
Yeah, I mean, you were burrowing last session through the Sea of Decay and stuff. So if you want to go,
Oh,
in
I
there
thought
and,
I
like,
was
look
just
around.
kind of like going through the holes that were already made before me. But if I can make new holes, I just want to dig through the cave.
You can dig through them, but you're not making a new, like, it closes behind you. And so I will remind everyone, there's something interesting about the tunnels that you're in, which is that whatever passed through solidified the earth in such a way as that there's like a crust, which makes it so that it's a tunnel that you can pass through after.
Okay. I'm gonna make a portal here. I know I still had a portal all the way at the end, but at this point it's okay. I'm gonna close that one and I'll make a new portal here. I'm gonna it's gonna close the first one, and then
Right.
as I make a second one, and I'm gonna start digging through the cave in. And I'll be right back. You guys look for no clues. I'm gonna scout ahead.
Okay, look for no clues. I
I'm
guess
gonna
you take one tunnel and I'll take the other.
Sounds good.
munch.
You like hear in your head.
Right. You all split up because that never bit anybody in the butt.
I mean, I'm still having the light kind of. I'm not leaving it too far away from
And
either
I made
of
a
us.
portal.
And you made a portal.
In case I need to
All right.
get out of there.
So, Termite Quinn, what direction do you go? Do you go if the tunnel is facing forward? Do you go out the right side or do you go out the left side to like explore
Wait.
this cave in and like what happened?
I can't just go straight.
Okay, so to explain again, there's a tunnel
Yeah.
that you guys were traveling through,
Yes.
and then there was like debris on the ground and blood in the tunnel.
Yes.
And basically ahead a little bit, there was another exit, this like smaller exit that Wilm had found. And then beyond that, there was a descending tunnel and an ascending tunnel. So one that like stayed near the top and went forward, one that went down deeper.
Okay.
So the cave-in area, if you want to go explore like in the decay and stuff and like dig, you would be going out one of the sides of the tunnel and looking around.
Okay, I think we're thinking of cave-in as in like a cave-in that blocked a tunnel, like
yeah.
a way of a tunnel.
Yeah,
That's what I
little.
thought.
It's like it's passable still. Like that's how you were able to scout ahead, right?
Okay, no, let's say like we thought it was like tunnel was going, it branches. One of them there was a cave-in and blocks that way, and so we only had one way possible towards us. That then split off into two. I
Okay.
think that's how we were like seeing it,
Okay. So
but not.
what
That's not how it is.
no, what I said. One tunnel, partial, kind of like blocked, caved in through like two sides of the tunnel, but you're able to go ahead, and then there is a branching.
Okay.
Okay. I guess regardless which side I go, I'll pick left for now. I'm gonna make a portal there. I'm gonna go right back through my portal, like before I even scout too far. And I'll be like, guys, I made a way. You can come through here.
Oh.
What?
No?
You need a way?
I made a way. So I put a portal here. I munched through this cave in. And then there's an exit out there. But then there's another side, so we can explore that one side and then the other.
No.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Am I
You see,
confused?
the thing is, the cave-in was from either end. The tunnel goes straight. There was
Yes.
a cave-in that the walls of either side of the tunnel kind of got loose and some of it fell down. But there was still the central tunnel that we can follow.
This guy just wanted to use his blackboard.
I really
That's
did.
why.
Can you
he-
Unfortunately, there's a glare of the.
I know. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make you full screen. There you go.
If it's full screen,
Turn off
it's too
your light.
blurry for the drawing.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, for me, for some reason.
Oh yeah,
that
that
doesn't
doesn't
Oh.
work.
Oh, God.
Is there like a ring light behind? Is that it?
What?
Is there like a light behind, or is it just that's where the light of the room is?
No, this is my ring light right here. It's just very dark in this room by camera standards, so.
Like,
I can't.
Oh,
I'm
okay, you're good.
made
We
you
got it zoomed
Full
in.
screen on stream, so we can
On
all.
stream, it's zoomed in.
Oh,
You're
I
good.
gotta go
good
on
enough on
stream.
stream?
Wait.
Yeah.
It's pretty visible on stream, but you can also in video. I think you can like focus on a single.
I
view,
did. It's just when
or-
I focus, it doesn't like. It like blurs it more than it is when it's small
Huh.
for some reason.
Oh, but I can see
Okay,
it.
now it's
I can
good.
see it.
Now I see it. With the
Decent?
zoomed in
Yeah,
on
okay.
Twitch. Okay, so
There's a
there's
four on the tunnel.
two tunnels out of the main tunnel. I get that.
Hold on. I'm gonna do so this
Uh-huh.
all here, right? All this red squiggle is the Sea of Decay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the cave-in area here with enough debris that you got through. So that means that I guess it doesn't matter if I use another color or not. You guys are able to scout ahead into the branch that say like this one goes up and this one goes deeper down. So I'm just going to put an arrow. So you can go out here anywhere and like try and find traces of what was happening. There's also here, right? The secondary small exit that Willem found.
Oh.
But
And
you're
then
going
over
into
here
just
is the 2.
Oh. That's why you said left or right.
That's why I said left or right, or up or down. So Wiln and Otto said that they would go do those 2. So I said left or right because there was here over at the cave-in. Technically, there's a second right that you could take if you really wanted to.
Oh. Oh my god, this is.
You actually found a use for that tiny little Tupperware that comes in the packs that nothing really ever gets used for.
it's for condiments and chalk.
Chalky condiments.
I think next time I can try. I'm gonna have to buy another one, but I think I can do with like a marker. That might be better.
Yeah, like a thick Sharpie or something.
I'm checking what I have.
Oh.
Sounds like my old dryer.
Is that better?
Visible.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
This
That
paper's
is a
also
lot
really crinkly.
brighter.
Wait, how do I make? Okay, there we go.
basically, it's a matter of like, do you really want to investigate the Sea of Decay?
Yeah.
Now that you know,
And the cave-in is the one at the bottom that you just squiggled, right?
It's actually just a giant leak.
Is this helping?
No, no.
Right. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, I
We'll
think
still
me and
do
Otto are
that.
still searching the other. Yeah, the.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
no, I don't want
maybe
to
I'll-
venture. I thought there was just like a way for me to just keep going forward, but that's not what this is to me. So I'm gonna go back to the
straightforward.
team.
I would never.
I guess technically you can go at an angle and connect.
I can connect back to
Very
you guys.
technically, you could definitely go straight. I didn't think of that. That is an option. You can break out of this tunnel and any of the points into the Sea of Decay. Who's going in the path that's leading upwards?
It's up to you. I don't mind going either.
I'll go up. Yeah.
Yeah, I back out of my cave plan and I'm just gonna come with you guys. Wait, you guys are splitting. I'm gonna go with Wilm because he got. No, I don't need flight. I'm gonna go with Otto.
I'm
he
just like a
doesn't need
huge
light.
spider just looking at you.
Yeah, 2 insects together.
Yeah, 2 and 6
Alright.
together.
The spider.
I
and
regret
the
my
termite
earlier
go
decision.
Up. Wilm, you go down.
What about what's her name? Maya?
May.
Maylin? Better come with us.
I mean,
No, actually,
May is
better
kind
with
of like-
Wilm.
May's looking kind of tired, but she tags along with Wilm. She kind of like bobs her head, follows after you, Wilm. I think you notice why she's been so quiet, and she's still eating the sap. She's just like has like a big handful that she's kind of snacking on.
Maylin, we don't really know the effects of that just yet.
Filling me up.
Right, but if it ends up being bad for you, then you're filled with bad stuff.
It seems good, and I trust. Hey, you guys are okay, so I'll be fine.
I didn't have any.
Like, so you goes, "Do you want some?"
No, I'm quite all right, thank you.
Shrugs.
I'll continue along.
Right. You guys walk ahead. So I'm gonna need a few things. One is I'm gonna need the result of Tomas's might roll.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's news to me, but I'll do it.
Sent you a message on Discord, but you never replied.
Oh, it's I don't have
Yeah.
Discord open right now. My PC is struggling. I'm sorry.
I did a secret, but it is not a secret.
Do it on the phone.
My bad. My bad.
Get texting
Might
real
did it-
quick.
I got a 4.
Okay. Well, on a 4, you're not awake yet. So I'm gonna say that you're still unconscious. You still don't know what's going on.
I got a Discord message now.
I go in from that. Okay. I'm going to need a speed roll from Wilm. Wilm, it's going to be a difficulty 5, but it is 1 step easier because of May. She's going to help you out.
Speed? I'm
Yeah,
not
so
investigating?
Target 12. Well, I'm going to tell you what's happening in a minute once you
damn,
tell me the
alright.
result. And then for our good friends, the termite and the spider, which sounds like the beginning of a kid's story, as you make your way upstairs, you reach a rounded passage and you come face to face with an ant. Also a large ant, like a big, large, medium-sized ant. And it's just your 3 bugs looking at each other. And the ant goes, "Oh, are you new?"
He speaks.
And
Yeah, and
both of you
ant
get it's that
language.
bug. Yeah, it's the bug chittering
Bug
kind of
language,
that you both understand now.
Came out
I'm
with
going to
tongue.
need you to decide what your approach is on this while I go tackle what Wilm's role is. If you're trying to deceive or persuade or whatever it is, or even just outright fight it, that's up to you.
So both Otto and Quinn have boons. Not
What?
Wilm, but Otto and Quinn.
Whoa, that's some boons going on. Who's giving boons away?
Mongrel fuzzball.
Mongrel fuzzball.
Precisely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mongrel fuzzball.
Yes.
Hexagon TTRPG. It'll be Otto that has the other boon, and not Wilm. Oh, now Wilm has one as well. So never mind.
Boons all around. Boons for boons for the babes.
Thanks,
Mhm.
Mongrel Fuzzball. I got a 14.
Okay, on a 14. So with a 14, you beat the DC, and you start to slide down a slope. And as you scrabble for purchase, May's helping you, and you're able to slide a little bit slower, but you can't get back up. And as you run your hands on this slope, it's like every time you put your hands on it, it eats away, and it's like sandy. So it's like you can't climb back up without like digging more and causing yourself to slide further. So what I'm saying is that you can basically stay at the height that you're at on this slope, and you won't fall anymore. But without doing something, you can't easily get back up. Down at the bottom of this slope seems to be, as like you see the glow of some of the fungus, a slightly more open cavern. Just like a bigger space. And it's quiet. There's nothing going on down here. So like you scrabble a little bit and you hear some of the dirt go down the slope, but it's very quiet. Like you can obviously hear that there's no movement or anything else.
How far have we slid down?
I'd say not too far. You didn't fail by more than 5. You succeeded right away. So, I would say maybe just like a couple of meters. It's like you just started to slide a little bit, but we're all Canadian here. You know that if you slip on a little bit of ice, sometimes you can kind of just like you slide a little bit, but you have your balance, and then you kind of stop, and then you can recover from there. And that's kind of what happened.
Okay, well in that case, how far can I slide? Like, how far is that like little bit of potential slide?
I think you get the sense that, like an icy hill on Mount Royal, this goes the whole way.
Right, so that length is how long?
That length is like 2 meters, 5 meters.
In total, or 5 more?
5 meters above you, back to like where it was less slippery. It's almost like as you started descending, like the first few, footsteps are fine, and then it's like all of a sudden you slide. You didn't realize it was slippery. And then downwards, I would say that there's another like 30 meters of slide.
30 meters, damn, okay.
And it's just like a moderate downward, like you could walk it. And now that you've recovered and you have your balance, you don't have to slide the rest of the way. You could walk the rest of the way.
Okay, can I potentially make my way back up?
You could, yeah. It's going to be basically another speed roll. Going to be the same. It's going to be one step easier now, but May is going to have to do the roll kind of like she's like beside you and can't help you stop.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to I'm gonna check. Can I touch the wall and it's not the exotic matter?
Yeah, it's still the hardened walls, the hardened earth walls.
Can I carve anything into it?
You would have to punch a bit of a hole in the wall, yeah.
Okay, because I just want to carve in at the top, slid down with Mei Lin kind of thing, to just let them know where we went.
Sure. Do you have anything hard that you would carve this with, or are you trying
I
to
wanted to just kind of
just burn the earth?
Burn it into the to the earth.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say there's within lateral reach, so you can kind of scoot a little bit if you just go a little bit slow. There's an illuminated patch of wall where you can write this message here.
And then I'll look at her and say, Mei Lin, and be like, okay, left the message so they know where we went. Shall we see what's down below?
Okay.
Or would you prefer going back up?
I mean, I'm okay with this. It's just deep, dark cave.
Well, let's see the deep, dark cave, or I guess not so deep cave, but still dark. I don't know what they might have found up top, but there's been no screams so far, so I think they're safe.
Okay. Well, Geronimo! And she just slides.
Okay. I just try and slide a bit quicker. I don't want her to be the first one into that room.
Absolutely. Just roll me a speed roll. Just very easy.
17.
I mean, yeah, you just surf down on with your balance, kind of going after her. She just slides on her butt the whole way to the bottom.
Okay.
And as you get to the bottom and you get a look at what is in the room, eggs, far as you can see, and then into the darkness.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. I feel like we shouldn't be here. This seems like a place that might be very well protected or not
She's
for outsiders.
frozen. And as you say that to her, you follow her gaze and you see something on the ceiling, not moving. It has 8 long legs. It's about twice the size of Otto in his large spider form. And as all the sand kind of comes down here, it's still quiet. It's still not moving. We're going to move away from that scene. Back to the encounter with the ant.
Oh no.
So, Otto, Quinn.
Fuck. Yes, we are new to this area.
Yeah, so new. Can you tell us more about this
Make
place?
an intellect roll to try and deceive this ant.
We are new to the area.
Yeah, it's not deceiving. It's truthfully saying I mean it's my first time here.
I'll let you persuade then, if you wish.
You do have a boon, both of you, if you wish to use it.
Yes, thank you.
I'll use it. I will be deceitful. We are new, but I'm saying it in a way of we're only new to this area. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm a fish out of water. It's just maybe I've wandered into a place I hadn't been yet. Because I'm trained in deception. And that's a 19.
I got
19.
16 with my boon.
And a
My
16.
first roll was a 10.
Very good. The ant looks at both of you, and you see it has a moment, and I'm going to explain this ant like it's anthropomorphized. I think for anyone who's not another insect, it would be a little bit more difficult to, try and get a read on these things. But because you're all, bugs together, I think that it's a little bit easier. You guys can kind of understand each other's body language a little bit, or your signals or your antenna flicks and that. I think you both recognize that it's a little confused by your response, but it's confused in the first place. But there is a deference to the both of you. And it kind of just nods quickly. And you see now that it's carrying a little bit of what looks to be like a big nectar slab, like the same kind of like sap that you had eaten in the tunnel earlier. And it says, bringing this to the great Black Mother.
Can we help? I look at Otto.
You shouldn't have to concern yourselves with a trivial matter. She, is in charge of creating the aerial, the tree forces, the non-terrestrial bound forces, and it kind of bobs its head. But down this tunnel, you can reach the central hive. The great mind is expecting you, I'm sure, and it like moves out of the way. Yes. You don't. I'll stop talking.
Small one. You think it to be a trivial task to bring nourishment to the great Black Mother? That is concerning.
And he just holds the food up as an office. Please, this is all I have. This or my life.
Relax. I simply believe you must be accompanied to ensure that your insolence does not travel too far deep.
I agree with him. So go on. Go to the Black
He
Mother.
looks over at Quinn very quickly, kind of like, what? Okay. And he moves ever so slowly past you and starts to go down towards the tunnel where you had come from. Do you follow?
I will follow. I'll communicate to Quinn via my psychic speaking and not using physical bug language. Just to say, I have no idea what this Black Mother is, but if a creature such as this ant is allowed in her presence and is not the food itself, perhaps we would be safe to be in their presence. And if she is responsible for anything in this area, it may be wise to gain some information on her.
I
But be
can't
careful.
respond, or else the other bug will hear me.
But be careful. It seems she can create flying beings. He wasn't quite clear, but that is a great power if it is true.
I cough and I see portal.
The ant kind of turns his head a little bit, but just keeps going.
And I follow.
I think I just out of character for a second. I don't even know that bugs cough. So I think that to the end,
I
just like, what was
want
that?
equivalent
You were saying it's
of body
anthropomorphized though, so like
language
this is the
Okay,
ant
so you just
version
do a little
of.
gurgle chitter.
Yeah, I
Um,
wanted to cover the word as much as I can.
Absolutely. Roll me. You can roll me an intellect or a speed. Low difficulty.
Speed. Okay, I'll do a speed. I swear, if I fail this, I'm gonna cry.
Insects have
Okay, I
no
got a
reason to
10.
sneeze, cough, or hiccup. Dang it.
Damn it!
On a 10, you sufficiently
I
disguise
do
the
like
word.
a feet tippy tap, you know?
Yeah, you seem happy or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is definitely sufficiently disguised. The ant doesn't ask you anything about it, and leads you
Phew.
down. You come down a sandy slope, but you see something as the ant goes down, and there's two people at the bottom of this slope, looking up at this something on the ceiling, and the ant kind of laughs as it comes down, and Wilm and May hear behind them this kind of weird chitter, and the ant looks back at you both and says, "Oh, she must be playing one of her games again."
Can I react at all?
You look behind you and you see a big ass ant, a huge spider, and a termite all coming down the slope
Right, but
towards
I
you.
recognize the spider and the termite.
You do recognize the spider and the termite.
Okay. But I couldn't have reacted before this.
Basically, like this stuff was happening at the same time, right? So
Okay.
as you came down, then you wrote this message and you did all this stuff. They had their quick conversation and then kept coming back down this way.
Cool.
They were not far along that path at all.
I want to grab Maylin and then far step back up the tunnel.
Absolutely. So the ant is coming towards you. It's kind of like just walking along. And then you look back, see this, and you blaze. And your far step, was it a teleport or is it like you pass as like a fiery trail?
Pretty much like it's like for now before I kind of like get some sort of like spectral wings, it's kind of more like a almost like a jetpack. As in like the wings are attempting to form, but they're not quite there at like the full like resplendent things. It's kind of just like a boost of just forward and up, or in the direction I choose, I suppose.
All right. And then I will ask you, does your ability specifically allow you to take someone with you?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. So the ability, the pool that you use for this ability is intellect.
Yep.
So I'll just say that it's going to cost you 3 intellect points to bring her with you.
Extra or
Yeah, as a buy-in.
okay.
So if you have an edge, it'll subtract from that.
Yeah, no, that's no problem.
Right, perfect. So yeah, you grab her, you expend a little bit extra energy, and you're able to whisk May, and the ant freezes and drops the like food, and just like what, and it, like whips its head around. As Otto and Quinn, you see Wilm fly the hell out of there, and then Otto, you don't hear this, you feel it as something starts to move and wake up in here. And it feels very alien, and yet seems like it's something that you recognize intuitively, right? There's some sort of communication through not the chittering bug language, but more on that telepathic kind of level. And this presence is so big that merely by becoming awake, it's sending these like little vibrations out.
I don't say anything because I don't want it to be on my like radio wavelength if I try and talk.
The ant is just looking. What was that? That was maybe that wasn't one of her games. Was that an infiltrator?
If a spider could laugh. Um, in this area, infiltrators. Have you ever seen such a thing before?
We just had the other three. And they were brought to the central hive mind for interrogation.
Ah. Then perhaps it was an infiltrator. But what is more important? To leave the Black Mother waiting? Or to chase invisible intruders?
And you hear a voice like silk. Very good. As two really long black legs come out from inside of the tunnel, and you realize that slowly, ever so slowly, that opening had gone dark, black as pitch. There was no more light as something, and you see the glint of dozens of eyes. And the ant says, "Oh, that's right," and turns around as he gets yoinked into the tunnel. Just, and the blackness is gone. The ant is gone. And you hear that silky smooth voice. I don't like it when they drop my sap. I like it to be pristine.
And pristine you will have it, Mother.
You're not my child. None of them have hatched here yet. What are you?
Are my instincts like telling me this is something not just bigger in size, but like I should watch what I say around this thing, or my instincts telling me like just pure predator, like be afraid?
I mean, there's definitely intelligence here. I think as spider to spider, the impression you get is that this spider is old. It's like a greater kind of spider. If it's laying all these eggs, if it has a den, a lair, there are things serving it and bringing it the sap. You get the sense of a ruler of some sort.
I'm gonna tap into what I would want in this place as like a father of my own, troop. And so I will be like deceitful as I talk, even though it's coming from like, what do I do unto others as you want to do to you? I'm not being genuine, but I am going to like kind of grovel and debase myself because that's what I want. Permission to enter your lair.
Please, I don't mind if someone watches as I eat. And bring that other snack with you.
Yes. Come, worm. And I'll go forward.
I walk behind Otto. I swear to God. Like in my mind, knowing like I'm gonna pour blood out of here so fast if I need to.
You're the snack.
Absolutely.
I am the
Will and
snack,
May,
I
you're at
know.
the top. You see Otto and the termite go down, but the ant is gone. Like, I think you see all of that basically, and you hear this voice come out.
Do we understand it?
You understand this.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is it just like
but I think it's
psychically, like
yeah, it's just waves that wash down. But I think it's the psychic nature of this, like that it is transported by the sound wave almost. So you hear the chittering And on the sound waves of that is when the understanding washes over you, and that silky voice is in your mind.
Do we understand Otto's reply?
You don't. It's just that you hear this one voice talking, and then Otto kind of goes down.
I don't know what they're doing, but I don't think it's a good idea that we're there with them. But now maybe we should stay up here. We are definitely out of place in these tunnels.
I look around to see if I see
May's
Thomas.
shaking. She's so afraid.
Thank God she's not trying to follow Quinn.
Thank frick, yeah.
Yeah, just like whispers, like I hate spiders.
So we'll stay far away from this one.
Right. You guys keep a watchful eye as Otto and Quinn go in to talk to the Great Black Mother.
And again, I also like
And-
at the same time of walking there, I'm looking for Thomas if I can see at least his size or something in some place.
No, but you know that the three were taken, or I guess 3 of 4, so potentially not him, but you heard the ants say they were taken to the central hive, which
Yeah.
was along the tunnel you had been going in when you met the ant.
Gotcha. Okay.
So potentially there's a 4th one, but that also might be the dead Caitlin. So, or
Yeah.
if he is dead.
Thank you for the refresher. Okay. I'm still looking around. You never know when something else jumps me.
Just to clarify.
Thank you. All right.
But you still look around, you take in the scene, and Tomas, as we swoosh over to you and we take a look at your view, you wake up, and it's that scene from Alien when they're stuck to the wall, and you wake up, and there's like just goop around you, desiccated dead things in the goop. You see Kaylin, pale but breathing, in front of you and the wall, and you see what looks like these little worms squiggling around his midsection, covering all of the flesh. They're so thick and squirming that you can't see through it. And you see one of Sandriel's legs. And that's where we're going to cut. And we're going to take a quick break and see you all
Break
in just a minute.
Cool.
Sheesh.